Closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
You know, it really pisses me off that... It pisses me off and it also doesn't. Right now we're in an age where Marvel, Lord of the Rings, DC, Star Wars, everyone loves it. Everyone's got Disney Plus. Everyone's been to the cinemas to see every single fucking Marvel film. And I love it. I love the fact that the thing I used to love, now everyone loves. But on the other hand, because now everyone loves it, it doesn't stand out as much anymore. Because when I went to secondary school, I was the only guy in my year that still liked that stuff. All the other guys in my year pretended to still not love it because they wanted to seem more mature than they were. So while they were off playing football, I was the guy in the library reading comic books. I was the sallow with greasy hair who wanted to just emerge into those worlds of Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. But I still felt the need to hide it because it wasn't popular back then. And now it is. And it kind of pisses me off because if I was in secondary school now, it would be accepted to like those things. But back then it wasn't. I was called nerd, gay, virgin. The amount of times guys would say, oh, you're just going to die virgin or you're going to be the 40-year-old virgin. They'd said I was basically the guy from 40-year-old virgin collecting comic books and video games, man. But there was I had a friend of mine, he liked the same stuff. He liked Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, all that stuff. And he admitted it to everyone. But because he was popular and attractive, no one gave a shit. Everyone was like, oh, cool, like, nice one that you like that stuff, like, fair play to you. Whereas with me, the same rules did not apply. I was just the freaky guy with no social skills who would rather spend his time in a book or playing a game. You know, kind of more of a social outcast. It was only in year 11 when I made some proper friends that actually got me. Oh yeah, here's another thing too. If you're in secondary school right now, focus on 2 or 3 friends that properly get you and actually have your back rather than 5 to 10 friends that you're okay with, but you can't count on them at all because really they only give a shit about you when you're there or it's convenient for them. So anyways, he was accepted for his nerdiness but not me because, you know, the older you get you realise that attractive people just, some of them anyway, just get more things in life than others. You just get away with more stuff. It's a sad reality, but it's true. Like, Disney teaches us that it doesn't matter what you look like as long as you're a good person on the inside. It doesn't matter. But I'm sorry, not the Hunchback of Notre Dame. It's not true. Like, people are mean. They'll call you freak, stupid, fat, virgin, and I had all of those. One guy even called me Blobby for like a year straight. He even had a song about it. It was actually a really good song. We were in music class and one of our mates got on the piano and he started singing a song about me called Blobby. I was called Blobby because I was rather fat. Still, if I could go back to secondary school now and with the confidence and self-awareness that I have now, I would just own it and be righteous in the fact that I love this stuff. Granted, it's trendy now, so it wouldn't be as special, but back then it was an anomaly. It was like, oh, the fuck, this guy likes Lord of the Rings? Liking Star Wars and Lord of the Rings in year 7, or to year 9 and 10, it was the equivalent of having the coronavirus. Like, oh, stay away from that thing. Wear a mask, don't touch it. Maybe if we leave it alone, it'll die. Jesus. Secondary school's brutal. Still, if you suffer in secondary school, there's a very, very good chance that if you use that pain, it'll motivate you to become a much better adult in the future. Because I know some people that peaked in secondary school. Imagine that, peaking in secondary school. Like after the age of 16, it's all downhill from there. Fucking hell, that would suck. Like, imagine that, like, before you even finish, like, becoming who you're supposed to be, that's when it was your best. There are just some people that, like, they just do the same thing over and over again after secondary school. Go to work, go on nights out on the weekends, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. until eventually they get too old to go to the clubs, and then rather than the clubs they go to the pubs, and then they meet a girl or a guy, they get married, have kids, maybe they get divorced, maybe they don't, those kids grow up and they die. I don't know, I don't want that to be for me. You know, I think I'd like to think I'm different, but for all I know, maybe I'll have the same. Maybe I'll have the same life. Maybe I'll wake up as a 40-year-old and realise I was the exact same. Maybe I'll wake up and realise, oh fucking hell, I'm married and I've got kids as well. Would that be so bad? Of course it fucking would, because I'd be a terrible father. I mean, here I am buying Lego, reading comic books and wasting my time on a podcast. Oh, I'm not earning enough money to be a dad right now anyway. Girls at my age right now, they want a guy who's got their shit together with a bunch of money and cars. Nah, that's not true. Girls aren't gold diggers. I'm just stupid and misogynistic. But if you're a nerd, guys, back to that topic, I sort of went a bit off track there. Just own the fact that you love it, even if it's trendy now, own it anyway. And don't try and change yourself to appeal to others, because at the end of the day they don't give a shit about you, they care about themselves, so you may as well care about yourself as well and what you love. If you love to cook, cook. If you love to read Star Wars, read Star Wars. If you love to jack off all day, jack off all day. If you love to work out, work out. And if you peak in secondary school, fuck it, at least you had a good time for a bit.